The Hidden Heiress Part 1. Love without status. Suzan never imagined her life would stretch beyond her rural village, raised by her father, Sidney Sithole, a quiet, hard-working miner. She learned early that survival came before dreams. Her mother had passed years ago, leaving behind only memories and resilience. University was her escape. That's where she met Benny Mogale. He wasn't flashy. No designer clothes. No bodyguards. Just a calm, focused young man who treated her like she mattered. They studied together, struggled together, and somewhere between late-night assignments and shared meals, they fell in love. Neither of them cared about status. So when they graduated, they made a decision. Quiet, simple, and theirs alone. They got married in secret. No big wedding. No family drama. Just love. Part 2. The truth about Benny after graduation. Benny got a job in Pretoria. Life was modest but happy until one phone call changed everything. His father, Thabo Mogale, one of the most powerful business tycoons in Durban, had fallen ill. Benny was the chosen heir, the next CEO. Suzan was shocked. The man she married was not just a regular guy. He was a billionaire's son. Part 3. The greedy siblings back in Durban. The Mogale mansion was anything but welcoming. Benny's siblings, Victor Mogale Faye the eldest brother, ruthless, and power-hungry Lerato Mogale Faye the sister. Elegant, but manipulative. They had spent years preparing to inherit everything. And now Benny, the invisible son, was back to take it all. They smiled in front of their father, but behind closed doors they were already planning. Part 4. The separation just weeks after arriving. Benny was sent overseas for urgent company matters. 5 years. It sounded like an opportunity. It was a setup. Victor and Lerato arranged everything. With Benny gone, Suzan was left alone, in a house that hated her. Part 5. The fall. At first, it was subtle. Cold looks, silent treatment. Then it escalated. Suzan was stripped of her room, moved into an abandoned shack on the edge of the estate, forced to work as a servant, cleaning floors, cooking meals, washing clothes. She was not allowed to eat with the family. Only leftovers. Sometimes, nothing at all. The staff were too afraid to help. The siblings made sure of that. Part 6. The hidden truth back in the village. Sidney Sithole wasn't just a miner anymore. Years ago, he had discovered a rich deposit of gold and diamonds. Instead of fame, he chose silence. He became a silent shareholder in the mining company, a man of quiet power. And recently, he had been watching. Part 7. The return. 5 years later, Benny returned. But he didn't come back alone. He came prepared. What Victor and Lerato didn't know was that Benny had uncovered everything. The forged documents, the stolen shares, the manipulation, and Suzan's suffering. Part 8. The reckoning. The confrontation happened in the mansion. Cold public final. Victor tried to deny everything. Lerato tried to manipulate the room. But then, Sidney Sithole walked in, not as a miner, but as a major shareholder. Silence filled the room. The truth came crashing down. Suzan was not just a poor girl. She was the daughter of a powerful man. And Benny, he was no longer the naive son. Part 9. Just as Victor was removed from the company, Lerato lost all control and influence. Legal action followed. Everything they built on lies collapsed. Suzan was restored, not just as a wife, but as a queen of the household. Part 10. Legacy. The mansion changed. Not in structure, but in spirit. Suzan made sure no one would ever be treated the way she was. And Benny, he never left her side again. Because in the end, the greatest wealth wasn't the company. It was the woman who stayed when everything else tried to break her.